Humanistic approach. Humanistic approach is the last theory we're going to talk about in this next section on personality. Humanistic approach started out as a protest to psychoanalytic approach. People associated with humanistic approach would be Abraham Maslow, Carl Rogers, Kurt Lewin, and George Kelly. Maslow started out as just a psychoanalyst, and as he started counseling, he decided, well, I disagree with Freud. I don't think people were messed up. In other words, the criticism that humanistic approach had of your psychoanalytic people is that, number one, it's too much emphasis on sex. Number two, it's a pessimistic approach. It's a pessimistic approach. It's based on the assumption people are messed up, where humanistic psychologists believe that people are basically good. People are basically good. But Maslow, hierarchy of needs, this pyramid, a hierarchy of needs. As the pyramid goes up, it's just narrower and narrower, fewer people up there. Okay, and you have to first have your basic needs handled. According to Maslow, your basic needs had to be handled. Okay, food, shelter, safety. And once your basic needs are handled, now you go to the next level called affiliative needs. Needs to have friends, need to be around people. Okay, one of the implications of Maslow is people don't get morals until their stomachs are full. People don't get morals until their stomachs are full. You sleep in a cardboard box on a freeway ramp, don't know where your next meal has come from, heading to them. It doesn't matter if somebody likes you or not. But now you get a place to stay, you have a food in the refrigerator, you have a little stability, now you start making some friends. Okay, but each stage, your needs change. As you go through life, your needs change. One of my professors when I was in graduate school said, every so many years you change your friends. Every so many years you change, because your needs change. So now it's your affiliative level, but at some point you got all those needs met. Now you want to feel important, which is the next stage from the feelings, is the esteem. Need to feel good about yourself. Oh, baby, I love you and we're really great together, but now I want to be important, so I'm going to move up Maslow's ladder. Each stage is a trap within itself. Each stage is a trap within itself. In other words, you're important. You want to be important, okay? But you like to bowl. Well, important people don't bowl. That's blue collar. Important people play golf, but you hate golf. And you love to bowl, but you don't bowl anymore, and you play golf even though you don't want to do it because you're putting on an image. Okay, I know people who have nice clothes and nice car, and they live in a shack, or someone who has nice clothes and a nice car and sleeps in their car, putting on an image. To a certain sense, though, being important, oftentimes some people feel they put on a front or be someone who's not really true themselves. Okay, but at some point, that may change. And being important may not be enough. And that's where the next level comes in. Power. Power. Okay, important people work for people who are in power. But the problem with that is, this person's a judge who's gay. And he is afraid he may lose his job if anybody finds out. So in a way, that stage is a trap within itself. I'm judged, I'm this way, but I don't want anybody to know about it. Skeletons in closets. According to Maslow, the highest stage is self-actualization. That stage where it doesn't matter anymore. I'm gay and I'm a judge and I don't care if everybody knows it. I don't feel good out there. I feel good about myself. Okay, so the highest level of existence, according to Maslow, is that self-actualization, the highest level we can get, where power, all that doesn't matter. There's a song came out by Rare Earth. I just want to celebrate another day of living. And one verse is, I put my faith in the dollar bill blew away, but I'm still going to have a good time. Still going to go out there. Another section, another part says, I put my faith in people let me down, but I'm going to carry on. That's self-actualization, that highest level one can get. 1 out of every 100,000 people, according to Maslow, ever reach that level. Very few, or a lot of people, more people are at the bottom of the pyramid. Maslow's retrospect. I have the same criticism of Maslow as I do for Freud. No empirical evidence. No empirical evidence. It's all anecdotal. Can't prove anything Maslow said. You can't disprove it either. Then how do you define? Go back to Weiss's operational definitions. How do you define self-actualization? Well, you can't really define. You get 10 different Maslowians. You get 10 different definitions of what self-actualization is. Okay, and so, or even how do you get there? How do you get there? Okay, there's no real roadmap in terms of how you get there. So it's Maslow. Maslow, people hierarchy of needs. The highest level is your self-actualization. Your lowest level is a basic, and very few people ever make it up to that highest level. Next individual associated with humanistic approach is Kurt Lewin. Kurt Lewin was really impressed by Einstein's theory, particularly forces in a field acting on an object. Say I throw an object. There are three forces acting on an object: force of the throw, force of gravity pulling it to the ground, force of friction slowing it down. Okay, and so what Lewin said, let's substitute person for object. So you have the person and you have the forces acting on that person. You have family, friends, work. All this is a part of what Lewin talked about, one's psychological life space. People's behavior and personality, to a certain extent, is influenced by one's psychological life space. Lewin is also considered to be the founder of social psychology and maybe even the founder of organizational psychology, workplace psychology, forces in a field acting on that individual. Next individual I'll talk about is Carl Rogers. Carl Rogers, he's famous for what we're talking about later on in the quarter, called client-centered therapy. Client-centered therapy. We'll talk about Rogers next time.